Hey, there was a couple of you could tell that he was just like, nah, but it wasn't horrible speak.
I
I was
mean,
like,
yeah,
you, you didn't hear like, yeah, he's got lots of work to do type shit. You know?
yeah.
But did you
And
see the
again,
list?
it's the beginning.
Did you see
So
the list of everybody who's missing today?
no, I did
Or did
not.
okay? I got
I
the
got home like
entire.
about a half hour ago. I just got home
Okay,
from work.
I'm gonna
It's a pretty
start
good
at the
game.
beginning, and it sounds like our entire first string defense is sitting on the bench, and a couple backups. Miles Adams, Roderick Martin, Ali McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Pascal, DJ Reader, Talik Williams, Mikai Wingo, Derek Barnes, Jack Campbell, Malcolm Rodriguez, which we knew he'd be on the sideline because he's not scheduled to come back till Halloween. Brian Branch, Khalil Dorsey, Miles Frazier, Kenny Yaboa, Amon Ross St. Brown, Isaac Tesla, because it's actually pronounced Tesla. I actually heard that. David Montgomery and Sion Vaki. That's almost everybody of importance on the roster, is it not?
Yeah, OTAs is mostly for, I think they're putting OTAs is mostly for the rookies and the first year players and
And
players
the
that need to
people
get themselves together. Yeah,
coming back off injury type stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
I hear you.
Bill T. I don't know. I mean, he looks good, but I want to see him when he performs in a game. That's where the real test is going to be.
And you're not going to
So
see him in a preseason game all year, so you're going to have to wait till
no,
week
you're
one.
going to wait till you have an actual game, right?
But the fact that they extended his rehab out and didn't rush him back was great.
Mm-hmm.
That leans me, and they talked about putting the titanium rod in like they did in the opposite leg. So the titanium rod is stronger than bone. We basically have the $6 million man at defensive end right now when you look at his cap hit for year 4. I ain't wrong.
Hey, people don't know. People don't know about the $6 million man.
Dad does if he hops in. Motown Mitch does. He's our age.
Yeah,
I think even Michael Huck's a little older. But I
that
think Hutch
dude.
is looking great from what I've seen. But I kind of agree with B. And I think that's what they're doing with the contract when everybody's crying about, well, I haven't they given him his extension yet. He just came off a horrific injury. They want to see him for at least 5-6 games before they go, here's a $38 million a year per contract on average.
At the end of the day, it's a business, and the Lions got to look out for what's best in their business. I'm sure they love Hutch. We all
Yeah.
love Hutch, but the point is, dude, if you can't come back and perform like you were doing last year, at least, you know, that's a question mark.
Amen.
So,
Yep.
Brent,
Good
what's up,
afternoon. Love
Brent?
it when they say this guy's a beast and they're all in pajamas waiting for the padded practices. Amen. No, but I'll tell you what, Hassanin, because he's 3 inches shorter and the same weight as Hutchinson, side by side, Hassanin looks like a fucking tank.
Oh, his new name by right now is Assassin. That's his
Assassin.
name, Assassin.
I like it. Was that given by teammates?
Uh, actually, that's just the name I've heard. Actually, off a radio station,
Oh,
they were giving him that name. And I thought, in the way that they pronounce it, it probably is probably the closest to what it is. No, I don't know what his exact how
his
you
exact
pronounce
name
his
is
exact name.
Hassanin. It's Hassanin.
Hassanin,
Yep.
because Assassin sounds good though. I like
It,
Assassin.
yeah, Assassin sounds good especially for a defensive end.
Yeah, get the quarterback. He's the assassin quarterback. Assassin the quarterback. There you go. That's a new word you can use during the course of the year. If he gets in
Every
there
time
and
he gets a
starts,
sack,
right, he just assassined the quarterback.
he assassinated him.
You do it in your good old Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, dude. Assassinated.
I'll be back. That's what he says when he
Right.
walks
There
away.
you go. And you get it. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah, like somebody posted a Will Howard OTA, he was 13 or 15 for so many yards and 2 or 3 times. I said, it's OTAs.
At
Yes,
least wait till it's
that's
joint.
fine, but it's OTAs. When you play
Let
a real game and you're out there doing
Let
that,
it
and
at
then
least be joint practices to get excited about.
yeah,
You know what I mean? The joint practices are a better barometer than OTAs.
and you're still processing at half speed even then. So
Right.
I mean,
They have one day, out of the 3 days they practice together, one day is at full speed.
I mean, you obviously want the people that you drafted to do well and be the people that you drafted. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, the hopefulness, the NFL media really turns a lot of stuff into a circus when it shouldn't really be a circus. It should just be a piano playing at a concert. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's just, whatever. It hypes everybody up, I guess.
But I guess since B's here and none of the others that I usually do it for are here, let's get into it.
There you go.
Maybe it'll make them show up. Kind of like when you're waiting for Jamie Malloy to pop up in a program, say his name, Raw Dog, and he shows up.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I just want to put out there for those folks that keep naysaying, and I'm extremely pointing you out, Packer fans, because you guys are the most ones that said this a lot. Well, the Lions, what are they going to do when they don't have an offensive or they change their offensive and defensive coordinators? Hello, the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles had a brand new offensive coordinator, a brand new defensive coordinator, and they won the Super Bowl. Amen. So I don't want to hear all that.
And who did they beat week 1? Who did Philly beat? It was in Brazil.
Oh yeah, it was the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Oh, the same team they told on that I don't want the tush push.
Yeah. And who was the team that voted and said, let's keep it there? Oh yeah, the Lions.
Of course.
Broski Bear.
Broski, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Thought I'd jump on and spice up the Friday a little bit here.
Oh boy, here we go. Not just kidding.
But no, to what B. Stroller was saying, I've been saying that much to the chagrin of what most Bears fans want to hear, what most Packers fans want to hear. Yeah, I don't expect the Lions offense to miss a beat. Really, I don't. I mean, you have a veteran quarterback, who by this point in his career, he probably can call the plays. He probably can, run the offense himself.
And that's actually what they said he's going to do.
You didn't lose anyone on offense, right? You lost Zeitler, who big deal. I mean, you still have Mahogany, you still have Glasgow, you still have the 2 kids you drafted, who I think legitimately both have a chance to start. And the players make the plays, man. Let's be real. You guys didn't lose any players on offense. For Detroit, yeah, I think the defense is the bigger question, and I don't know how much it really has or doesn't have to do with who the defensive coordinator is. I think it's more of let's see how the defensive line can play.
And I agree. If the defensive line plays specifically on the opposite side of Hutch, if Hutch is healthy and playing well, if Hutch isn't playing well.
And a lot of that's the fact that you got to bring back players that were injured last year for most of the year. So, I mean, I think Shepard's going to be a better DC than AG only because that Shepard is more focused in as a defensive coordinator than AG wasn't I can't say he wasn't a good defensive coordinator, but he really wasn't. He just kept things where the defense was able to be stabilized. Considering the fact that they went 15-2 with that defense being ass for the last 10 games, I mean, that's a stigma in its own reality. I think he's going to make a better head coach than he was going to be a defensive coordinator. I think Shepard's going to take that reign pretty good, though. Linebacker coaches are pretty good in the NFL as defensive coordinators as well. So we'll see. That I mean, you're right. That's probably the most question mark that we have right now is the defense. So, and
specifically the exact position I said. I don't care what anybody says. That position is worse than all of it. Opposite Hutch. Because you can't count on Davenport to make it past 3 games.
And you still got Muhammad, who remember played behind Hendrickson, and then you got the rookie, the assassinator, as I'm gonna start calling him.
I like it.
He better earn that name too, and I'm making me look like the dumbass if he doesn't. But anyway,
the fact you're giving a nickname to a 7th-round pick scares me.
Right?
There's someone who claims to be his dad who's been showing up in the chats on a couple of different channels. Like he was on what is it?
Lions Talk Live.
Avery Giovanni or
Spirited
Ron Horton or whatever name he's going by this week on his channel. And then I think I saw him on Crunch Time, and I think I saw him maybe in the comments here this week too.
I haven't seen him here.
I was on
What's
a
he
show
going as?
Hassanin Modi.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
So like first name Hassanin, last name Modi, M-O-D-Y. But he I've seen him a couple times. Yeah, I guess it wasn't your show, JB. But
it's probably Ken and Ken or one of the other ones.
Yeah, but anyway, where was I going with this? I don't know if I was going anywhere. I just wanted to point that out, really.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and I know I mentioned about Hutch. Like I'm pulling for the kid. He's working his ass off to get back. I mean, that's a brutal freaking injury to come back from. So the lighter side of Broski, I'm pulling for the guy. Let's see if he can make it back all the way.
The bad part about it is it was friendly fire. It wasn't even because he tackled Dak bad. Mm-hmm. It was Lee McNeil's leg that got in the way while his leg was swinging, and it just hit at that perfect spot at the perfect speed to snap.
Yeah, it's amazing in football. I mean, that's why football's not a contact sport. Football's a collision sport. That's examples like that, man. That stuff happens more often than people realize.
And then Damar Hamlin, that perfect hit at the perfect speed while the heart was in the perfect rhythm caused his heart to stop on the field. Think about that. That's like the 1 in 3.7 billion to 1 odds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was definitely a unique situation, for sure.
It's the same with any of those unique injuries you see like that.
Well, the thing about Aiden Hutchinson's was it was a brutal injury, but it wasn't an ACL or MCL.
True
which
story.
I really, if he would have messed up either one of those, I would be kind of really questioning whether he can come back or not, because that's when you're a defensive end and you use your legs for leverage and speed, that's a question mark right there. But the way he clean broke his bone for one, so that was a good bad thing, I would say. Bad for him, because I'm sure it put him in pain.
It was the best situation we could have got out of it.
Well, the one thing, just to play Dr. Broski here, the only thing you have to think about with the bone breaks are the nerves. So sometimes the nerves separate.
And they said there was absolutely no nerve damage right after the MRI.
Yeah, I mean, then in theory, it really hopefully should only be a matter of time for him before he's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's fully cleared now, and it's been 3 months since the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
When he was predicted to be back for the NFC Championship game originally, so they gave him an extra 3 months to rehab and get in shape. So that's big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he literally just cleared last week.
So a question that was posed today: who has a better chance of going to a championship this year? The Tigers or the Lions?
Wow,
that's a pretty good, legitimate one. Yeah,
that's a legit one, and it's a tough answer. I want to say both. Right. I don't want to choose one or the other.
The Lions are plus 1,000 to the Super Bowl at this point, and then Tigers are plus 950 to get to the World Series.
But you go to what it was at the beginning of the season before a game was played, it was like plus 1,800. So that meant Vegas thought that the Lions had a little better chance before the season than the Tigers did, in which we all knew that. But we also knew we were better than everybody was making us out to be, Tigers-wise. And kind of like the way all the fans on this network trash my Lions, the ones outside of Lions fans. It's amazing what I hear. And then all of a sudden when I get on there and I'm face to face, it all of a sudden goes, oh, yeah, the Lions are pretty good. They can really turn it around. They're like, fuck that shit.
Well, you must mean that network show that comes on after yours. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, Green Bay fans. You got one guy in there talking about, I don't like the. I said I don't like Chicago either, but I always point out when Chicago's doing well.
Right.
I'm definitely, and I'm sorry, Broski Bear. I'm just not. I hate Chicago, and I know Green Bay fans. There's some great Green Bay fans on that network that hate the Lions. That's fine. You can hate a team, but at the same time, don't have that much of a prejudice that you didn't realize talent when you see it. Like when Chicago's is getting better on the offensive line. That's what they had to do this season to get better. To me,
and that's why we all
keep Caleb off his damn back. So he had to worry about painting his nails. He can go out there and throw some football. Damn.
It's why we all said more than likely they'll have a better record than last year. They might backdoor into the playoffs or just miss it. We've all said this as Lions fans talking about the Bears.
They're definitely going to win more games than they're going to lose. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and be Trilla, don't ever apologize for not liking the Bears. Just tell me to go F myself and my team's a bunch of scumbags for all I care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just a form of that's like a greeting. That's like a greeting for me for like how I grew up. You know what I mean? Like me and my friends.
I just have a deep hate for Chicago, period. The city, all the teams in the city, except for the Cubs. The Cubs are the only one I give a pass to. But other than that, I hate every other Chicago sports team, city, some of the people in the city, because they always like that. But, that's just me. That's me. That's my prejudice. That's all.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it,
We got
rival fans coming together for a interesting podcast,
Cookies and milk. That looks like Jordan Davis in there in that picture.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Cookies and milk. Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What was the odds for the Pistons prior to the season? They even making the play? Oh, yeah, they weren't even supposed to make the playoff. I think they were at 2,500 to 1 just to make the playoff.
I bet you they have it this year.
Bashirla, I was saying to Broski and JB the other day, I want to see Johnson getting starter job over Swift to see how he performs, but Broski thinks Swift will get the starter job.
I agree with Broski. I think Swift has still got that job. I think Rashawn's got to really go out there and do he's really got to make an impression for them to switch over from Swift to him.
I don't have much faith in Rashawn, honestly. Swift's definitely going to be the starter. I actually think the kid they drafted in the 7th round, he's like a Pacheco clone. There's a chance he could be the starter by the end of the season. I've never had personally higher expectations on a 7th round pick in all my life than this kid. But I mean, same school, same body type, same playing style, experience in college, production in college, like everything is like identical to Pacheco. So it appears they drafted like an NFL ready running back in the 7th round, which as much as running backs are devalued these days, like it's really not too much of a surprise to find a sleeper or a potential sleeper running back in the later rounds.
It's really not.
No.
Yeah, running backs is something we don't have to worry about. And really, I think that the Chicago Bears are kind of set up as the Lions, just as I don't compare. I just compare how they're doing their running back core, because I think Swift is their Jahmyr Gibbs and Rashawn Johnson is their Monty. So because he's more of the bang back. But yeah, I think that's how they're set up. Most teams are two running back committee teams anyway nowadays. So that's nothing new.
And yes, that's Jordan Edelman.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Swift, like I said, he's actually a good player. He's just not. He's good for what he is. He's not a lead running back. Like he's like a traditional, what we'd call like a 3rd down running back type of guy. He can make a big play. He's fast. He can get outside. He can catch passes. He doesn't have very good vision. He can't run between the tackles. So to me, he's like third down running back. But for what he is, not a bad player. He's been staying healthy the past 2 years. They have to find like their true lead running back. That being said, Swift has one more year under contract next season. Roshan only has his third year of his rookie contract. He was a 4th-round pick, and you got this young kid you drafted this year. Let's see what we have in these guys this season. Throw them out there, and the Nick Chubb rumors are heating up and all that. Like, I don't want to waste time on Nick Chubb personally. And shout out Motown Mitch in the comments. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mitch knows I love him.
But I like this comment here. Look at Brock Purdy. He was a 7th rounder. Look at him now. He does well. Until last year when all of his weapons were hurt.
Yeah. I mean, you can make the same case for Brady, too. Brady was picked in the 6th round. He's the GOAT. So, I mean, but those players come like once in the twilight. You know what I'm saying? It's not often that you have those kind of players coming out the 7th round like it's a fucking assembly line. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
The Chucko, 7th round pick out of Rutgers, Monangai, the guy the Bears drafted, 7th round pick out of Rutgers.
Right. Look at 2021. The Super Bowl was Rams versus Bengals. You know what was unique about that game? It was the first time that 2 number 1 pick quarterbacks went head to head.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That had never happened in NFL history.
This Tesla pulling up in a Ford.
No, Ford pulling up in a Tesla.
Oh, by the way, your boy,
Elon
Musk said that they are not giving any discounts to any Lions players, or not saying anything about any Teslas or giving away any Teslas to any of the Lions players.
That's fine. I don't give 2 shits about Elon Musk anyway.
Elon can fuck himself. Anyway, but the point of the matter is that's pretty funny though, George. Yeah. That was a good one. And good job, by the way, on the AFC East. You came up there and showed up and did your part. Although they didn't, they saved all their barbs till like the last couple of minutes of the show. But whatever.
They did enough that they just made the show interesting at the very end of the AFC East show. I was like, hey, we're already on the NFC, and here they come.
But yeah.
But I think the Patriots are the 2nd place team in the East right now.
I do too.
I heard Elon is leaving the. No, his contract is done. He was a temporary employee assigned to streamline the government. He's not leaving. His job's done.
Yeah,
maybe added in season. Yeah.
Your favorite guy, Monkey. You know how that goes.
I was going to say, Eric posed a good question on the show before on Ken and Ken.
What do you think?
He asked who he thought was going to be the most overachieving and who's going to be the most underachieving teams in 2025.
Underachieving teams in 25.
Is this in general, or is this just in the NFC North?
Yeah, no, just totally in general, just the league in general. I mean, I gave him my responses, but yeah, I'm curious to see what I'll tell you mine. But if you guys have
underachieving, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think they missed the playoffs this year.
Okay.
Overachieving, I'm going to go Carolina Panthers.
I'm going to double that too,
because I think they're going to get close to the playoffs. I think they have a chance to win 9 or more games because they play in a weak division.
Which honestly, I wouldn't mind. I like seeing Charlotte or Carolina do well. Yeah, I stayed in the AFC. I had underachieving. I had the Texans, and I had the Dolphins, and then overachieving, I had the Patriots.
Yeah, those are good.
If that's a video, double check it as an AI, Bill T.
Did I hear about Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I haven't, but I wouldn't put it past them.
It sounds more like something Tyreek Hill would do.
Yeah,
well, I saw the tweet that he put out. He said, "Oh no, you can't hand out what is it, Coke and hose on a boat or something like that." He was referencing the Step Brothers thing. Yeah.
Oh
Right.
wow,
Boats and hose.
Boats and hose.
that's hilarious. My question is like reading Bill T's comment. What kind of club was it? Like, you know what I mean?
If they're talking about boats and hose, you know what kind of club it was.
Boats and hose.
Every time I produce a chord.
Yeah. That was my favorite movie inside the movie. You know, the video inside the movie. That was my favorite one of Step Brothers. They did that Boats and Hose video.
I got my sunscreen. I got my flippy floppers.
Oh, I'm on a boat. Yeah, that was on a boat. That was fun.
Yeah. Till he crashes his
I'm on a boat, motherfucker, on a boat.
stepfather's boat into the thing. Yeah, that was hilarious. Loved it.
Yep.
Oh, real quick, you know, we played the hip hop one to start the show. It's time to play the other one because everybody loves them both.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
I love the music. It's the lyrics I don't care for. The music, it reminds me of 80s arena rock. You know what I mean? The way it hit. Airband and shit.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a wannabe Limp Bizkit type of thing.
It's a little less than Limp Bizkit. I was thinking more like somewhere between Poison and Nickelback.
An extremely
80.
What you think, Krosky?
I said an extremely Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
An extremely Limp Bizkit.
Late 80s to early 90s comedy show. Or a sitcom that
the
has
lyric
that in it.
Itself sounded like it was a Jeremy B. Love fest, but
well, I mean, it's
but that's okay. It's my show.
Jeremy B. Right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, what else you want him to say?
It must be true if Vrabel is making a press conference about the incident.
Yeah,
here
you go with the start of the Diggs
drama. We said it would be drama no matter where he goes.
And you know Vrabel's not going to play that shit. So
Vrabel falls from the Belichick tree. Oh, he's going to be gone.
Yeah, I don't expect Diggs to be a Patriot much longer.
Nope.
If it's true, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know.
Well, if he's doing a press conference this afternoon, and it's done.
Yep. And then there's the old NFL suspension thing too. It's like, okay, you just got cut from the team, and then we'll see what the NFL does. They might just be like, all right, dude, you're officially done. Like,
right, because isn't he approaching 30 now, or 31? If I remember right.
Yeah, he's got to be around that age. I'll tell you in a second, but yeah.
I think he was in that same draft that Alex Anzalone and all those guys were in. If I remember right.
He is going to be 32 this year.
Oh, so he was 2 years before Annalise.
It was definitely Boats and Hose on this one because it was a pink substance, crystalline pink substance.
Pink cocaine.
Cardi B was there, of course.
Oh shit, she was probably the source.
You never know. At one point, the footage is seen pass a small bag of what appears to be a pink crystallized substance.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it actually is.
Pink cocaine.
I'm gonna keep it for myself because that one's bad.
Yeah, Bill T. Like, I would have loved to see Vrabel be the Bears coach, but yeah, I mean, they had it in the works for a long time. He was going to coach the Patriots. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind about that. Great hire. Love the guy as a player. One of the only Patriots I actually genuinely liked.
I actually respect Ben Johnson half-ass as a coach now after what he said the other day to Caleb.
What did he say?
Told him to quit being a beta male.
He said that?
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I'll tell you what, like,
boom, that put the respect level above me now.
But I mean, it's one of those things, man. Like, that's how dysfunctional and lost the Bears organization has been. It's like fans and stuff are now like, oh my God, Ben Johnson's actually like correcting them and yelling at them. Oh my God. Like right. Yeah, that's what a coach is supposed to do, guys. Hello. Yeah,
especially with young players. If they're under 3 years in, you're supposed to get in their face when they fuck up.
Yeah.
Not saying yank them around, not saying beat them around, but get in their face and let them know they fucked up.
Yeah, I wonder if Ben's going to restrict the color of nail polish and glitter that Caleb's will have to use on his nails.
I hope so, because I'm tired of seeing that pink. It looks
like Caleb, if you paint your nails, paint them black. At least you'll look goth.
Yeah, at least you'll look goth. Good job.
Yeah, still beta as hell. So yeah.
Did you catch my play on words there?
Yeah, no, I did.
It would be.
I kind of limit. I was gonna go a couple of levels higher with that, and I just cut myself off, honestly. So
I hear you. But, one thing I did hear this week, and you might like this too, B, is a significant amount of the Lions players are wearing the new Axiom helmet, which is supposed to reduce the head injuries by 32%. And I did find an image to be able to show that's what it looked like. That's the Axiom helmet. So it looks like most of our starters are wearing it.
Is that a new sanctioned safety helmet?
That's the one that they've been pushing the last 2 years to try and get all the players to switch to.
I'm trying to figure out how they feel this is. I'm watching this video with Stephon Diggs and these 3 girls that are hoovering around him. How about call him daddy? Hilarious. But he gives them a package, but you really can't tell if it's cocaine or not. It's got black on it, and it's got a pink tape thing across it. They said it was pink. You can't tell that shit on here. Get the fuck out of here. These people, the media will just say any damn thing.
Yeah. That's why that's what I said. Like, if it's true, like, I'd have to see the video. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but the video is not. He gives a packet to one of the girls, but you don't know what's in that packet because it's not. You can't see what's in the packet. It's got like black and pink in it. I can't tell you what it is. It's not a clear bag, so you can't see if it's cocaine or crack or hashish, or weed or anything like that. You can't see that.
Or crushed up X.
Right. Anything like that. It could have been shit. It could have been blue pills. You never know.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could have been crushed up blue pills to make their little nubs stick out.
I mean, I've been looking at this video for about the last 5 minutes. I couldn't tell anything. MSN is another, and then on MSN reporting, rapper Cardi B was also seen in the footage from the yacht outing. But if you scroll down on here, it says also seen in the footage on the day, but not seen in a viral video. Oh, footage from the yacht social media. Okay,
please
so she was on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill T. Yes, I'm reading your comments, Bill T. And I agree. Yeah, Vrabel's a real coach, and he shouldn't. He should lay down the law.
But like I said, Ben Johnson actually getting in Caleb's face and saying quit being a beta male is great.
I gotta look that one up. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I just gotta look that one up.
It was a guy that lives in Chicago that told me about it yesterday, and
Maybe we see Tyson Bagent this year.
Who knows? If he
Who knows?
up,
I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I didn't want to draft Caleb. I think the kid's got a ton of talent. I love Tyson Bagent. I think he could be a starter in the league, and under a coach like Ben Johnson, he would be like someone who would really absorb what a real coach has to teach him. If Ben Johnson's a real coach, which remains to be seen, a real head coach.
No, I still think because it's so much of a coaching staff changeover, you're going to have a few weeks of learning curve before it gets better.
Yeah, or the majority of a season, honestly. Like, who knows?
It could be because we've all seen where it takes at least 4 or 5, sometimes 6 weeks for a team to start to gel together as a team under new coaching when it's top to bottom coaching change.
Yep. I see King SJ's in the chat.
What's up, King SJ? How are things in Canada? I've been calling it Canada ever since he joined my chat. 3rd year, 4th year running now. This is my 4th season going into.
So maybe he took in context that the Bears, Ben Johnson told Caleb Williams he needs to have better body language.
He literally said he called him a beta male on the sideline. I don't know where he got his source from, but the better body language, he's right. And I did you see the way Caleb was handling the stuff his dad said about him in that interview?
Which interview?
There was an interview with Caleb Williams just the other day, and he's like dancing around the subject that he's asked about, and you can tell he's lying because he's constantly blinking, looking away from the person that said it, and not looking at the mic when he speaks.
You mean his like Bears press conference?
Yeah, like his Bears press conference.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, just come out and say it, dude. Like, I actually respect him more that he didn't want to play for the Bears, and I don't blame his dad for looking out for his son either. Like, why would he want to play for the Bears with their track record? Let's be honest, Like,
he said that he was trying to talk Quezzy into trading up for him.
Well, I watched that like press conference. He let off with like a 4-minute statement. Like, I mean, he's 23. I don't think it was like a bad press conference. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really look at it like it was bad that he did. But
yeah, you want to share that screen?
Yeah, I mean, Bill T, I can look it up for sure.
Yeah, I haven't saw anything in here saying that.
I just think the most ridiculous thing I saw in the news today, and it was on Instagram, and it came out of West Virginia on CNN. There was a report where a guy got arrested for farting next to cops.
Well, yeah, that's.
He said the odor was so bad it was like an assault to his senses. I about died. I'm sorry.
Well, you're giving me a few things to do today after the show. I'm gonna have to take a look at these articles here. I mean, West Virginia, they have the annual Roadkill Festival every year.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not like it's a weak state, but evidently it was a little weak up.
What's your favorite roadkill there, JB?
Backstrap from a deer.
Any other animals than a deer? Like something a little more disgusting?
No, I don't like skunk. I've tried it. I don't like raccoon. It's too greasy.
Me neither.
I don't mind rabbit stew, but that's not that bad of an animal because you can actually raise it on a farm. What else have I had? I've had wild turkey. I've had trout.
Yeah, I can eat rabbit and turtle. I won't anymore because I mean I just really think turtles are awesome. But yeah, like I'm not gonna eat possum or raccoon or fucking squirrel or any shit like that.
You don't live in West Virginia.
No.
I don't have somebody sitting on my front porch playing a banjo.
Really? Well, I mean, banjo aside, nobody's scrubbing the scrub board and doing a scrub.
Yeah, the washboard.
JB, I'm just thinking Deliverance when you said that. Like that scene.
That's exactly what I was going with. Oh, let's see. Kyle Pitts landing spots are Dolphins, Ravens, Patriots, 49ers, and possibly Lions and Bears. The Lions don't need them. Nope. We don't need another wide receiver or another tight end that can play wide receiver and can't catch in the end zone.
Yeah, I was going to say the Bears are pretty good at tight end right now. I'm not too worried about that.
How many did you guys sign in UDFA? Did you
tight end?
Yeah.
Well, they have Cole Kmet, they have Loveland, who they drafted, and they signed that kid from the dude from the Dolphins. Was it Smythe or something like that?
Yeah, but that's all you got, right? Those the three.
Well, they have this guy, Steven Carlson, who they have brought in. He's like a younger dude. He's basically been practice squad the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have so those are their main four, three of which will make the team. And then
because they didn't re-sign anybody else that was free agents, is what I was getting at. That walked away.
Yeah, the guy they signed, let me look him up, from Miami. He's like a veteran. But yeah, I think the Bears are fine there.
I mean, if you wanted that guy that could be the between guy between Loveland and the next one down, Kyle Pitts is that guy. He could be the third guy where you could split end out there and be on the opposite side of Loveland while the other one's on the line.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't utilize Kyle Pitts right in Atlanta in the first place. Well, it's kind of like it's kind of like how some teams do some players, like the Lions with their quarterbacks in the past. Joey Harrington probably could have been a good quarterback in the NFL had the Lions screwed his whole life up and gave him an offensive line, so he wasn't faced. It's the Caleb Williams prospect, where Joey Harrington was a good prospect, but you don't have a good offensive line, he's going to be on the grass all the time. So what's the point?
And it took him 8 years to almost form an offensive line.
Right, and he went to Atlanta, came here and beat us.
No, it was Miami he went to. It was Miami. He beat us on Thanksgiving Day in Miami.
It was Atlanta.
I swore it was Miami because everybody talked about it. We played Miami on Thanksgiving Day that next year, and he tore us up.
No, I think that was Atlanta. I don't think that was. Let me see.
Beat us 35-7.
Yeah, I think that was the year that we went. No, that wasn't the year. That was.
No, that wasn't that year. No, because we drafted him in 2002.
Yeah, he did play for Miami, but he played for Atlanta the next year, and I think he came here and beat us that year too. I'm pretty sure.
Where it was Miami on Thanksgiving Day when he beat us. I remember watching that game being sick. Trilla, what do you think of Kirk Cousins being a crybaby and holding him out from team's activity and also crying about trade bait? Yeah, because he's a little bitch. But it is
what I think is bad. What I think is bad, real quick, is that everybody kills Cousins about him, doing what he's doing. But Atlanta's one that screwed him in the first place. They signed him, then they signed a damn quarterback out of the draft, and then they don't want to pay him. They want to take money away from him. Dude, that's your fault. That's not the quarterback's fault. That's your fault. Your fucking stupid ass organization.
Say what you want about Cousins. He's figuring out ways to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, at that time of day, fuck the Bears. F-T-P. Fuck the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
And skull. It's like saying score, but with a cock in your mouth.
Those are the best one of the three.
And don't forget, we go live from Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good.
There you go.
Thank you, Bro Steve, for hopping in. Bistrilla, as always, it's great to have you here. Don't forget to try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Unless you talk to the rival fan base on War Week, then fuck them.
There you go.
Gentlemen, have a good weekend.
You too.
You too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.